7 to 10 on the Nimnet Outdoors Show.
You got it.
On 1010XL.
I used to feel anxious every time I needed a dentist. Long waits, surprise bills, it was exhausting, especially as a busy mom. After searching for a dentist I can trust, I found Harbor Dental Care. They got me in right away, treated me with kindness, and helped me set up a payment plan that fit my family's budget. If you want a dental home you can trust, book your visit at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
I'm the thread that's already inside the house. In the closet, under the bed, in the car. But I don't want your money or your TV. I can't be scared away or negotiated with. I'm patient and quiet. I don't sleep. You can't call the cops on me. You can't even see me. I'm the threat of family fire. And as long as your guns aren't stored securely, I'll be there. Protect your family. Secure all your guns. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
David Garrard here, and once again, I'm reporting good news about how good my knees are doing following PRP treatment at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. For an old quarterback like me, my knees are in great shape.
You don't have to be a celebrity or a professional athlete to appreciate the everyday personal attention you'll receive at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. For any orthopedic need, call on the pros at SOS.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Prosser here. When I'm doing home improvements, I like to deal with a local company, and I found one for windows and doors, Cash Building Material. They've been doing business in Jacksonville for 70 years, and with their experienced window and door specialists, you'll get no subcontractors, no runaround, just their own experienced crews who treat your house like it's theirs. Get a quote today. Thank me tomorrow. For windows and doors, search Cash Building Materials. Windows and doors done right.
I'm Chris Wayne with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, brought to you by Awaken 180. The ACC kickoff winds down today with press conferences from SMU, Pitt, Cal, Wake Forest, North Carolina, and Duke. 1010XL will have updates throughout the afternoon, both on air and online. And stay connected next week to all our channels for extended SEC Media Days coverage from Matt Hayes and Frank Frangie checking in live from Tampa. It's 91 degrees at 2 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
Taylor has the day off, but she'll be back with us on Monday. RJ Saunders does not have the day off, but he'll be working later tonight as he's already worked a couple shows. So we have Jared Justice hanging out with us. And I have to now buy drinks because Matt Fitzpatrick shot another 2 over today after shooting 2 over yesterday. He is 4 over. The projected cut is 1 over.
Yep.
And you have to buy the first round at least, though, Tom, and then I'll buy the second.
That's right, and you'll buy the third too. But
absolutely not.
See how loyalty pays off. I'm loyal to Cameron Young, and he ends up having another very good day.
Really good day.
3 under yesterday, 3 under today.
Yeah, very consistent. Both of our golfers. One just played a hell of a lot better than the other.
That's right. But 2 golfers, man, they ripped it up today.
They sure did. Lucas Herbert shot a 62, and you thought, well, that's going to be the best round of the day. Sam Burns said, not so fast, my friends, and equaled him with a 62. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I thought the British Open was supposed to be difficult.
Wicked hard, right.
But I guess because the weather is much warmer, and then, they've just, they've been able to take advantage.
Yeah, they have. And I'm sure that's a big part of it. 70s, that's beautiful golf weather. And if the wind's not terrible.
We'd be cold if it was 70.
Yeah, we'd be wearing like a jacket or something. But no, it's good for them. And obviously those guys are playing really good golf. And now it's the weekend. Things change on Saturday and Sunday and those big ones. So we'll see if they can hang on.
Yeah, tomorrow is moving day, as they call it.
Yeah.
By the way, since we've been talking about him all week, Marcus Plunkett, the one that graduated from East and West Point, he shot a 71 today, so 1 over.
Wow.
So right now he will make the cut unless the cut line moves to even.
You know, I'm
Come on, Marcus.
Yeah, I hope
on,
he can get there.
I need the rest of these guys to not play well.
I'm always enamored by the service schools, if you will, the
Absolutely.
athletes that
the service academies.
that play sports there. Like, how do you you got to do all your cadet stuff like in the morning, like all then you got to go practice golf. Maybe hey, at least you're playing golf, and it's not like you got to go run a bunch more or hit somebody or that kind of stuff. But still, it takes up a lot of time. It's still physically wearing and tearing on your body. It's just amazing to me that the every time I meet an athlete, I played at Army or played at West Point or whatever. I'm like, that's pretty tough, man. You're a pretty tough individual to go through that.
Especially nowadays, since I'm pretty sure service academies aren't allowed to get NIL, is what I want to say the rules.
Yeah, I don't know.
So they're still choosing to go play football, for instance, there instead of going to a place where they could get money. And then, of course, after you have the certain amount of service time as well.
True.
And so, super appreciative for all of them.
No doubt.
And everything they do.
Great education, though.
For sure.
Massive education.
So looking at the top of the leaderboard, Lucas Herbert, after shooting that 62 today, is 8 under. Jackson Suber, who I did not know yesterday, is living in Jacksonville. He's a member of Glen Kernan, and this is his first time ever in Europe, and he's sitting right now at 6 under after shooting 1 under today. So
Very
impressive for Jackson Suber. Like we said, Cam Young, Tom's golfer, is 6 under. Sam Burns is tied at 5 under with Bryson DeChambeau, who had or is already having a good round. He's 2 under today. DeChambeau is through 13.
Yeah.
And then Matt Wallace is amongst a big group, including Alex Fitzpatrick, the brother I should have taken. They're all at 4 under, and that group includes Bud Cauley.
Yeah, nice. Very nice.
Yes.
Yeah, it's look, man, that's why it's surprising the scores are so high right now. Just
low.
for 2 days, or low, I should say. I guess it's low, yeah. I think like going up the negative side, whatever. You know what I'm saying? At -8, -8 under, 6 under, whatnot, after 2 days. I don't think a lot of people are expecting that, but good for the golfers. That means they're honed in on their game and the conditions are good, and we should have an exciting ending, I would imagine.
I sure hope so. Yeah. I did look it up. Student athletes at the service academies are strictly prohibited from
they get
being able
money.
to get, being able to get any sort of NIL. But while I'm very angry at Matt Fitzpatrick and I have to buy drinks next week, I am excited because last night at Kickers, Dylan Marlowe was amazing.
Oh, really? Cool.
Amazing.
All
and
right.
there was a good opening act, too. Bryce Malden was the opening act, and he did a great job. And then Dylan Marlowe just came out and absolutely we just had the best time. He was so good. What I love about seeing artists live, Tom, is when they stretch out notes and make it a little different than the songs that you hear on the radio or on Spotify or however you listen to music.
They sing a little different.
Yeah, and then when they cover stuff that you aren't expecting too. And so he leaves the stage and he goes in and everybody's thinking it's over. And I was like, me, of course, the wily veteran of concerts. I'm like,
encore.
Hey, young guy, young kids.
Hang tight, kids.
The lights haven't gone on yet. And they're like, what? I'm like, just wait.
Just relax.
And so he came out and he did Toby Keith's Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue while holding an American flag.
Cool.
So that part was really
That's
cool.
Sweet.
But
Good for him, man.
It was
so I've never
fun.
been in Kickers yet.
Okay.
What's it like to watch a show there?
I love it because when you're someone like me that likes to get up close, you can get right up to the stage.
Okay.
So the people that got there early were literally, able to touch him if they wanted to.
Okay, cool.
We were a couple, probably like 3 different groups of people back, but only probably like 10 feet from the stage.
Yeah.
But it was just so much fun, and they've got like an old car to the right, and then the bar.
Yeah,
there's one bar right when you walk in, and then there's another bar closer to the stage. And then if you don't want to get like on the dance floor super close, there's lots of areas to the left and right that you can be too.
Yeah.
So I absolutely love it. Granted, it's country music too, but it's got a great like intimate vibe.
They asked us, the dad bods, to play like last minute. We couldn't pull it off. Yeah. Or we were playing somewhere else already.
I think you'd love it because unlike playing at restaurants where a lot of people are sitting down or, at high tops, but still sitting down.
Sure.
Everybody's standing.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. More like a real.
A real venue. Yeah,
show,
exactly. Like a show. Yeah.
Very cool.
All right. In just a few minutes, speaking of NIL, in just a few minutes, we will chat with Bill O'Brien, the head coach of Boston College.
So I've known Bill for a really long time. I don't totally remember meeting him at Boston College, but I know he was around because Mike Panos, who played linebacker with me at BC, part of the J Fund, who brought Bill into the J Fund, for the record. They went to St. John's Prep together and played football together.
Okay.
I think Bill played like Division II or Division III, but in the area, and he'd come and visit in Boston College. So that's very, that's what, 30 maybe, years ago, plus years ago.
30 plus, yeah.
And then I spoke to his Penn State team when he was the head coach of Penn State. Pretty cool sitting in Paterno's office overlooking the stadium. I'd never done that before, and he took over, I think, for just a year, maybe two, but I went and spoke to his team, always kept in touch when he went to the Texans and then the Bama. And then when he got the job, and Mike Panos had some push on that. He's perfect for the Boston College job. He's a Boston guy. He knows what BC means. He's a tough coach. We all know that. He can be fiery. That fits the mold. We all like that up there. And he really believes in BC. But listen, this is his third year. He knows it. They went 2-10 last year. And whatever reason is the reason, but you do have, even though it's, I don't want to say even though it's BC, but you have to win there. It's like any other school, you have to win there. So this is a big year for him, and looking forward to talking to him. He is not a fan of the NIL. I think now he may be a little bit more just because BC got fully involved.
Right. With the pay for play.
He, I wouldn't either, to be honest. Here's what you don't like it the way it is. You want the kids to get paid. He's not saying that, but the way it's set up is just ridiculous. Where was I reading? Kid gets poached for $2 million more. Like literally just right off the roster. They think the school that he had already signed with, they think he's coming. Some other school approached him, said, I'll give you $2 million more. Boom, gone. And you're like, man, that just seems, doesn't that seem...
Like Clemson and Dabo Sweeney have had to deal with that, so he's been railing against it. And Bill's quote was, toothpaste is out of the tube. I think that's a good way to say it.
And guess what? You can't get it back in normally. So how are you going to fix it? Right.
Has anyone ever gotten toothpaste back in the tube?
Well, we don't know. But no, most likely not. Most likely
maybe
not.
If you got it super watered down, you maybe could get it in there, but then it's not going to be the same. No, it'll be interesting to talk to him. I do have a stat I wanted to bring up when it comes to the Open Championship. So we know that, like I said, Lucas Herbert and Sam Burns both shot 62 today. Previously, before today, only 5 other golfers have shot a 62 in a major. The only one who went on to win the golf tournament was Xander Schauffele in 2024.
Oh, really? All right.
So you'd think if you're going to go that low in a major, you're probably going to end up winning. No, it's only happened 1 out of 5 times. So not good, I guess, a good stat for Lucas Herbert and Sam Burns necessarily, but it is going to be interesting to see how it all shakes out.
The course is like the Vegas house. It's going to get theirs too. You know what I mean? I'll give you a little tidbit.
All right, I like it.
You may know this, but Bill O'Brien's wife and Doug Marone's wife were roommates at Boston College.
I did know that.
Okay, and they didn't meet at Boston College. Bill did not. They met at Georgia Tech when Doug Marone and he were on the staff at Georgia Tech.
Okay, I didn't know that part.
And Marone and his wife Helen introduced Colleen and Bill, and they've all been together ever since. And they're really tight, the Marones, of course. And O'Brien, I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
You know? And same class as mine. But Boston College, class of 92, yeah.
I think it's awesome when friendships last that long, right? Like,
well, the coaches,
marriages too, but
listen, coaches are a big fraternity.
Absolutely.
They're massive. That's why when you're trying to move up the ranks, you better just make sure you do everything right, and don't try to screw because if that's on your track record, you're going to fall off. They're not going to be, it's just not going to happen. But when you find the same kind of quality people that are going to do the job, that care about the job, that, you know what I mean? And then one of them goes on, they're going to be like, you know what? I remember, him, Tom, back in, the days of Louisville. He was always busting his butt to get us that tape or whatever it is. You know what I mean? And I got to have him on my staff. That's how we see it here. You see it with the, wanting guys from Tampa, wanting guys that you know from L.A. or the Rams, or up in Kentucky, wherever. You're going to pull all those people in, and then you're also going to, hey, one of those guys may recommend somebody else that maybe you haven't worked with, but they have. Sure. You know what I mean? So that's
absolutely.
That big,
it's like that in business too, by the way.
Oh, it is. Big tangle web of networking, So, and it's a tough gig, man. I talked to Duff and Coach Campbell, man. The early days where they're, honey, we got to move. Honey, we got to move. Honey, we got to move.
That was Liam Cohen. Until recently.
Of course, right? Until you get to that spot. But it's so, it's a grind.
And you're
It's a
moving
big
typically
grind.
with kids and
Absolutely.
trying to find new schools and all that. It's,
No doubt.
Yeah, it's a ton. All right, let's say hello to Bill O'Brien on the other side. You're listening to
do
Helmets and Heels, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Not just talk.
Is this true?
Jacksonville sports talk.
Who are you?
1010XL.
Get ready for PGA Tour champions to return to Hammock Beach Golf Resort and Spa for the 2026 Constellation Furyk and Friend, October 9th to 11th.
Hey everyone, this is Jim Furyk. Join us this fall for world-class golf, incredible food, live music, and an unforgettable weekend on the iconic Ocean Course.
Plus, don't miss country music star Billy Currington live at the Furyk Foundation concert on Friday, October 9th. For tickets and info, visit ConstellationFurykandFriends.com.
Bowden Iron Associates.
Helmets and Heels Friday.
Divorce, menonly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay and Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to divorcemenonly.com. Divorcemenonly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Unpredictable weather, treacherous links, and the world's best players battling for glory.
Fantastic shot there.
1010XL's coverage of the Open Championship in England is brought to you by LiveForeverGolf.com and TopDressing.com.
Hey, I'll be home in about 10 minutes. Actually, make it 8.
Hey, Mom. Yep, I'm walking home now. Mom, I'm trying to cross, but I don't think this driver sees me. No, they're driving too fast. Mom!
Speeding catches up with you. Early, on time, a little late, just get there safely. A message from the Florida Department of Transportation's Target Zero initiative.
Picking here, or maybe you should call me Dreamfinders Danny. Look what Dreamfinders is doing again, an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down the rate and get in the game. You heard me right, a 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
Storms are part of every season. Make sure you're protected. Call American Electrical to make sure you have the best in surge protection. Don't lose your home electronics to a lightning strike. Call 737-7770 for American Electrical.
Ticket here for Oceanside Cleaners, the very best in dry cleaning service. Free pickup and delivery, or use their self-service kiosk in Ponte Vedra and Southside for drop-off and pickup. Dry cleaning, laundry, bedding, and bridal gown preservation. If it's got fabric, they can clean it. Oceanside Cleaners.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mokama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect Pilsners and Lagers, matching memories and some Mokama magic is what it's all about. Mokama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mokama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
Hey gang, Prosser here. The Open Championship is upon us. And you know, you think of the Open, you think of the weather, you think of maybe a hoodie. Nah, it's not the exact same kind of hoodie you will need at the Open, but the hoodie collection at Live Forever Golf is outstanding. I've become a hoodie guy. The lightweight, they make them a bunch of different ways. Right now, the Practice Clubhouse hoodie tee is salt washed, makes it butter soft. For that and everything else golf related, it's Live Forever Golf and liveforevergolf.com.
College football fans, I'm Greg McGarity, President and CEO of the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. Don't miss your last chance to watch college football in Jacksonville before the stadium is renovated. The SEC and ACC face off in Everbank Stadium for this year's Tax Slayer Gator Bowl Wednesday, December 30th at 11:30 a.m. A perfect buy for family stocking stuffers. Act now and get a sizzling summer special of 4 tickets for $100 at TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com. TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
All right, let's welcome in my good friend and Boston College head football coach, Bill O'Brien, fresh off the ACC Media Days. Bill, thanks so much for taking the time, my bud. How are you?
I'm doing great, Tom. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, say hello to my co-host, Lauren Brooks. Taylor Dahl's off today, but LB is sitting here with me. So, OB, meet LB.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, LB?
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us today.
All right, Bill. I saw the a little bit of the press conference. I know you're not happy with the NIL, but the portal. But from what we've talked in the past, it looks like Boston College is fully in. Third year in the system, third year at the program. What are you expecting going into 2026?
Yeah, we're definitely a much improved football team. You know, Boston College has made a bigger commitment to the revenue share, aspect of college football, and we were able to go out and get some really talented players. You know, we got a defensive end from Georgia named Chris Jones, a couple inside linebackers, one from Notre Dame, Bodie Cahoon, and one from Washington State, Anthony Polano, and then there's other guys, running back from Liberty, Evan Dickens. So I really feel like we've improved. I think the chemistry's improved. I think these guys have worked very, very hard. You know, we have to go do it, Tom, but we feel like we're on the right track, no doubt about it.
Wow, Notre Dame allowed at BC. That's fantastic. All right, let's talk let's talk quarterback real quick, Bill. You get a guy, Mason McKenzie, look like he's your QB1 from Saginaw Valley, a 3-year starter. How'd you find that kid? What kind of stood out, and what are you excited about for him or with him?
I think the first thing we did, we really needed a guy that we felt was like a dual threat, a guy that could, throw accurately, throw on time, but also could make off schedule plays, could make plays with his feet. And so as we scoured the portal, we found a few guys, and we really we were really impressed with Mason. He played in the same conference that Trinidad Chambliss played in the year before.
Okay.
Mason was the player of the year this year in that conference this past year. And he had almost 6,000 total yards in his career there at Saginaw Valley. You know, he threw for about 4,500 and rushed for almost 1,500. So, you know, he's been a guy that came into the program in January and just done a great job. He's a great guy. He's very smart. He can run. He's fast, very athletic, and he's got a quick release, throws accurately. We have a freshman quarterback that we really like, a kid out of Nashville named Femi Babalola, who's about 6'4" and about 215 pounds, and he's got a rocket arm and he can run. You know, he's probably not quite ready yet, but down the line he will be ready. But Mason has had a great off season, and he deserves to get the first shot at it.
Bill, is it a little easier to recruit quarterbacks when you tell them that you coached Tom Brady?
I've been fortunate. I've had some great quarterbacks. You know, I've had Tom Brady. I had Deshaun Watson in Houston. I had Bryce Young at Alabama. So I've been around some great guys, and that definitely helps. You know, that definitely helps because you can impart some of the wisdom that you learned from those guys and give that to the guys that that you're recruiting, that you're coaching. So it definitely is helpful, no doubt about it.
Bill, when you look at QB, what's for all our listeners out there, what's the number one thing you got to have or develop to be a great quarterback?
Yeah, I think, to say that there's one thing, obviously you have to have talent. You have to have the ability to, throw the ball accurately. You have to have the ability to anticipate. But I just think there's a lot to it. You have to have leadership qualities. You got to be smart. Your mind has to be able to process at a very high, fast rate because, these things happen. The pass rush is coming, and so I think there's many, many qualities. I've coached all kinds. I've had the 5'9" guy. I've had the 6'5" guy. They all had, different skill sets, but they had the same qualities of leadership and communication and the ability to think very fast and, make plays in the most critical part of the game. I think those are some traits and also, avoid the bad plays for your team. Reserve the right to punt because, we feel like we're going to be better on defense and so it's up to Mason to do a good job of taking care of the ball too and making good decisions for the team. So I think there's, probably more than one thing, but those are some characteristics.
Bill O'Brien here with us, head coach of Boston College. All right, Bill, what's the most challenging thing about being a head coach in today's landscape of college football? Because we obviously know there's so much that goes into it.
I'd say the most challenging thing is there's probably two things. I do think the transfer portal aspect, where these guys it's unlimited. They can transfer every year if they want to. I think that's a big part of, and Tom can attest to this.
Yep.
Boston College is a place where you come for 4 years and you develop, you play great football, you have your potentially a shot at the NFL, and at the same time you're getting a great, unbelievable degree, education in a great city. And so, we still sell that at BC. We don't want guys to leave after 1 year, after 2 years. But in combination with the money that goes into it, sometimes these kids, they can't turn down the money that they're being offered to go somewhere else. And so I think that's probably been the biggest challenge. But I love the job. I love the school. I mean, I've been following Boston College since I was a kid. I grew up here, and I watched Tom's teams. I watched all those teams in the mid '80s. I know we can do it here. I think we're on the right track. It's not going to happen overnight, but I do think we're much improved, and I feel really good about this team.
Yeah, I do too, Bill. Of course, I follow you, watch you, and check all that out. Talk about your new defensive coordinator, Ted Roof. What's he bringing to the table for the Eagles this year?
I think it was important for me to go out. I'm going to run the offense this year, Tom, to go out and find a guy that I really trust, that I've been around. This is our fourth stop together. We were together at Georgia Tech, together at Duke, together at Penn State, and now we're together at Boston College. And he just does a great job. He's done a great job since January, since getting here. He's got great energy. He's very smart, a lot of experience. The kids love him. He was a hell of a player like you. He was an inside linebacker at Georgia Tech back in the early 80s. And, so he knows the game and he knows how to teach it. And there's a good trusting relationship between he and I. I trust him. I know how he's going to coach it. I know what he's going to demand of the guys. And I'm pretty fired up about him being here. I think it's been a good addition.
Yeah, good. No question about that. How about some standouts at backer? I know I texted you about the kid from Buffalo Grove, my old hometown, is Anthony Polano. How about some other backers?
Yeah.
It's linebacker you. The Penn State thinks they have it, Bill, but come on. You know where the linebackers come from.
Yeah, no doubt. No, I mean, there's been some great linebackers at Boston College. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
We feel really good about the position. We feel like that was one position that we had to go out and improve and get some experience. So we went and got Anthony Polano. He came to us from Washington State. He grew up outside Chicago, as you know, and he's come in and been a leader right off the bat. He's a good football player. He's tough. He can run. Cool. He's a good tackler. He's a smart guy. You'll be proud of this kid. He's a good football player. And then this other guy that we got from Notre Dame, Bodie Cahoon, he was a backup at Notre Dame, and felt like this was a better opportunity for him to play.
Yeah.
And he's come in here and had a really productive spring practice. Very athletic, tough, great energy, unbelievable guy. Like one of those guys that shows up every day, can't wait to play, loves to practice. And so we're really excited about that position. We feel like we've really improved that position.
Big picture, I love college football so much, and it breaks my heart when I hear people talk about the super conferences and trimming the fat of certain teams, not making those super conferences. Bill, when you hear and read about people coming up with, just the Big Ten and SEC will pull away, what does that make you think of?
Yeah, I agree with you, LB, on that. I think that it's incredible to me that the ACC just automatically gets relegated to be the third conference. I mean, we had 11 teams make bowl games last year. I think it was 12 the year before. We were a bowl team in my first year. We had a bunch of teams win 9 games. A lot of teams win 8 games last year. We play 11 Power 4 games on our schedule. I don't know how many SEC or Big Ten teams do that. Georgia Tech's playing 11 Power 4 games. We played 9. We've played 9 conference games. I don't think the Big Ten does that. I don't know where all that comes from. I think the ACC. I'm in a coaches meeting, yesterday at the meetings, and to my left is Dabo Sweeney, to my right is Jeff Brom, Brent Keys across the table, James Franklin at the end of the table. We got great coaches. We got NFL Hall of Fame coach Bill Belichick in the league. I mean, so I don't know. I do think, though, to your point, as it relates to Boston College, we have to stay in that realm of the top 60 programs in the country because if we fall below that, then when they do go to super conferences, if that happens, we won't be in it. We have to be in that top 60. It's imperative for us to get back on a winning track this year.
Well, it's great to have Boston College all the way in, Bill. No question about it. Bill O'Brien here with us, head coach of BC, longtime coach in the NFL, head coach, college coach as well. Let's talk about real quick recruiting in Northeast Florida, Bill. You grabbed a kid that is going into his senior year, Chase Pfeiffer, the tight end at Nice. You got a Kelvin Brown from Jacksonville as well. People listening to you, you come into Northeast Florida. What do you see as far as talent in the football world?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, you've been down there a long time. I mean, there's a lot of talent in the whole state. And, we try to do the best we can to get into, number one, the Catholic schools in that state, in Jacksonville and Tampa and down in Miami. But also, even in the public schools, like where we got Kelvin Brown, if there's a guy that comes from a family that really understands, the combination of great football with a great education and is willing to travel, then that's the type of guy that we're looking for. Mm-hmm. So we go down there. I think we have 3 coaches in that state recruiting that state, and we divide it up, just like you said, Northeast, and then in Tampa, and then down in Miami. So, we'll always recruit Florida for great skilled players on both sides of the ball. And we were fortunate to get Kelvin, and he's done he's come in here. He's been here for since the beginning of June, and he can run. He's a really competitive guy. Fired up about him. The other guy you mentioned, I can't really talk about him yet.
Right.
He's not signed yet. But
I thought it was announced on Twitter. Did that mean official?
Yeah, we're very fired up about him too. So I think it's a great, as you know, a great football state, and we'll always recruit down there.
All right, Bill, we appreciate the time. Hey, before I let you go, you mentioned the portal. The one other thing that I can't stand in college football with that whole portal thing is the poaching. When a team just poaches, I mean, I was looking at your quarterback, who you have in the stable. You got a couple older guys, you got 3 freshmen. You got guys who try, you know what I mean? Like someone that could come in and just grab one of them in the middle of the night, with extra, you know what I'm saying? Like that's got to stop. I don't like that.
No, it's terrible, Tom. I mean, you're an old school guy. You know what it's all about. That's not college football where, one team can just come, especially in the same conference,
right?
Where you can just come in and poach a guy. Just because you have a little bit more money, and you can't, these kids that maybe they don't come from a lot of money, so it's hard to look and say, hey, don't do that. You know what I mean? It's hard to. So, but that I think there has to be at some point in time a one-time transfer rule put into place, and if you want to transfer twice, you got to sit out a year. Yep. And so I think that's got to be, because right now it's just crazy. They can. And then the other thing about it is, and this is, how do they ever graduate? I saw a guy yesterday at the coaches thing, and he's a 3-time he's transferred 3 times. So when's he ever going to get his degree?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And where does he graduate from?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the loyalty and all that. But I totally agree with you.
All right, my man. Thanks so much, Bill.
Thank you
really
so
appreciate
much,
it. I'll be in touch and all the best, bud.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it, guys.
All right, awesome.
Thanks so much.
Bill
And for everything
O'Brien.
he does with the J Fund.
Yeah,
too,
no
Tom Coughlin
doubt.
J
Yeah,
Fund.
he's gotten involved with the J Fund. Him and Mike Panos come down now every year, and it's just great. He's such a down to earth kind of guy. Listen, he's dedicated to winning, and it's hard to win. And I know his frustration, but I'm glad BC's coming around.
Sure.
And like he said, he's like, we got to stay in that top 60. We have to.
Right.
That's critical. So I'm glad the school's behind it.
Absolutely.
See, I wasn't off. And I didn't get that from him. I came on my own. LB.
I just had to
LB.
throw in your question about
See that?
trimming
He
the
calls
fat.
you
And
LB.
yes, I so appreciate you
great
introducing me
man.
as such. All right, more to do on the other side, including Tom's take. You are listening to Helmets and Heels, 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, official dental partner of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. This Open Championship update on 1010XL is teed up by TopDressing.com and LiveForeverGolf.com.
Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the 154th Open Championship, sponsored by Grainger. With professional-grade products for every industry, Grainger has you covered. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Second round winding down at Royal Birkdale. No one has come close to Lucas Herbert yet. The Aussie leads at 8 under after matching the lowest round in a men's major championship, 62, and he was bent over in disbelief after missing a 5-foot putt for par at 18. That would have given him the first ever 61. Herbert wasn't the only player to tie the record. Sam Burns also shot 62. Burns is 5 under, 3 back. Cameron Young and Jackson Suber, 6 under. They're tied for second, 2 off the lead. Still on the course, Bryson DeChambeau, 5 under after 14 holes. Scotty Scheffler with a birdie at 14. Scheffler, the number 1 player in the world, is now 4 under, 4 back. Jordan Spieth might not be around for the weekend. 4 over, 5 holes to go. I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Steve Gorman. When you speed while driving, you have less time to react to whatever comes across your path. A sharp turn could take you by surprise. Another car could turn out in front of you. A large truck could brake suddenly. A pedestrian could be walking their dog, and you won't have time to course correct. The speed limit doesn't just protect you, it protects everyone around you. So slow down, obey the law, and keep everyone on the road safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Do you have numbness and tingling in your fingers, or wake up at night and have to shake your hand? Hi, I'm Dr. George Bari, and at Bari Orthopedics, we have a myriad of treatments that can possibly help you. If you have numbness and tingling, you may have carpal tunnel. We have cortisone injections, PRP injections, and shockwave therapy that may help treat the numbness and tingling that you have. We also treat it surgically with endoscopic carpal tunnel release, a 2-centimeter incision that will release the nerve and have you back at work and doing what you want to do in life in no time. If you have numbness and tingling in your hand, give us a call at Bari Orthopedics or log on at bariorthopedics.com.
I mean, Mac here. I know how awful it is to get injured, man, but never due to someone else's negligence like many of you. If this speaks to you directly, you got to check out Morgan & Morgan. Largest personal injury law firm in the land. They got offices all over, 1,100 plus lawyers, and over $30 billion recovered for all their clients. And guess what? They don't get a single dime unless you do. A proven track record with backup. I know it's hard to find these days, but not with Morgan & Morgan. For the people, that's right. You get injured due to someone's neglect, you get paid. Dial pound law on your cell or check out forthepeople.com.
It's a Helmets and Heels Friday, checked by Bowden Iron Associates.
Looking for a full contact sport that just hits different? You're looking for Rugby League. The Jacksonville Axemen play the Sarasota Bull Sharks tomorrow at JU's The Rock Stadium at 7. Get there early so you don't miss the 80 minutes of nonstop action. That's tomorrow at 7. The Axemen are powered by Permit Rockstar, who simplify construction permits fast. Tomorrow night, Axemen Rugby League, 7 p.m., The Rock Stadium. It's going to get intense.
When the world turns its attention to the beautiful game, the most passionate fans know the best seat in the house isn't always in the stadium. Modelo celebrates football and the world of nations playing for the cup. 48 teams, 104 games. Wherever you choose to watch, make it the best seat in the house with a Modelo Especial in hand. It's time to play for the World Cup.
It's Christmas in July at Beard's Diamonds. Why not celebrate your anniversary with a stunning Eternity Band or a pair of diamond stud earrings? Buy now and get up to 40% off. Don't miss this annual event. Best prices of the year store-wide. And remember, Beard's Diamonds is your local jeweler with over 4 decades of delivering the best value, the best quality, and the best overall experience. With no commission salespeople, no corporate sales quotas, and no nonsense pricing. Beard's Diamonds at the shops at Town Center. Shop local. Shop Beards.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here. But here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long, drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
When it comes to your home or business, experience matters. That's why every apprentice at Local 234, whether training in plumbing, pipe fitting, welding, or HVAC, must pass a rigorous county licensing exam before graduating. It's just one more way Local 234 ensures the next generation of skilled professionals is ready for the job. Before you hire anyone, ask if the work will be performed by a licensed journeyman. Local 234, make the right connection.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Maybe that's his take. I don't know if it is. I don't have one yet.
Tommy Davis, Jared Justice, I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Tom just told everyone he doesn't have a take yet. That's fine. I'll give you a few minutes while I give people an update on the Open Championship leaderboard. Right now, you still have Lucas Herbert 8 under, but one Scotty Scheffler is playing very well in golf in his ball. He is 2 under today, so he's 4 under for the tournament, so he joins that big group at 4 under. And then, like I said, Herbert at 8 under, Jackson Suber and Cameron Young both tied at 6 under. And then a lot of those guys are in the clubhouse, but a few of the guys like Scotty still on the course. Scotty is, by the way, 2 under through 14.
Yep. Well,
yeah. So
great.
was that enough time for you to come up with
I already had it. I needed to shake the cobwebs out.
Totally get it.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
Now, Tommy's Takes. Protected by Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com. Or dial pound law. That's all.
All right, my take on this beautiful Friday afternoon, brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, is per the interview we just had with Bill O'Brien. This super conference is coming eventually, I think. You know, he's not going to say that, but he just said if, you know, if it, and by the way, it wouldn't, I don't feel like it would just be Big Ten and SEC. There would be select ACC. I don't know if all of them would be in. Depends how big they go and if that even gets there. But it was just interesting when he said it because you got to be thinking about that. And look, it was real as far as Boston College not being all the way in. And it's hard to compete when you're trying to recruit the same guys that someone in your conference can offer them whatever, and you can't come close. You can't match
Exactly.
it. You know, that's a really tough game to play. So that leaves you where if you don't join? You're either in or you're out. Very simple. That's my take. You're either
Unless
in
you can get
or you're out.
promoted, and if you're going to get relegated.
No, right. Absolutely.
Unless you do it like soccer.
Unless they do it like that, which that would be interesting.
But I still think it's going to be very difficult if you get relegated to be able to get back up because your funding is going to go way down. Once you get relegated, your booster fan base is not going to pull. Correct. They're not going to spend
and all
as
those
much.
kids are going to want to leave. That's
exactly. And so you're not going to be able to get back up. So I don't think it works in that
maybe
regard.
we won't do that then. But there'll be look, whatever that is, whenever that could be 10 years, it could be 20 years. Remember I told you the late Bob Cohen would tell me, the old AD of the FSU, I'd have him on every week on a show, and he's like, Tommy, it's happening. I'm telling you, down the road, there's going to be super conferences, the best of the best, and they're going to go at it, and they're going to really come up with a true national champion.
Then those other schools, in my opinion, won't be able to afford football.
No, it depends what level. So they'll still get television contracts. I mean, they'll still get some. It just won't be like they're not going to get the $50 million at the end of the year that these conferences get.
D2 and D3 schools, there's no chance that they're getting the same type of money from the TV, from TV networks that the Power 4 are.
No, but they still play today.
They do.
And their NIL's way less. You know, you're not like spending a ridiculous. I mean, I don't think you know what I mean.
I would imagine there's not much of an NIL pool at D2 and D3.
Right, but maybe you can get some kind of deal if you're a stud at the school. You know, like did this kid Mason McKenzie from Saginaw Valley? He was a 3-year starter, player of the year. I'm sure he got something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they'll still play. They'll still be good football. It just won't be, on that level of the ultra teams. And what Bill said really, he's like, we got to be in the top 60. That's on his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's on the school's mind because they're all right. So that means the AD, that's on his mind as well, Blake James. So just interesting. That's my take today on this awesome Friday. Brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com or on your cell at Pound Law. That's all.
It's kind of sad that college football is trending towards Major League Baseball because what's our biggest complaint about baseball? Unless you hate the sport of baseball and you think baseball's too slow. But the biggest complaint that most of us have is how there's no salary floor, right? As far as spending per team, there's no minimum amount.
Really
so the team that typically wins is one of the teams that's spending the most.
Mm-hmm.
That's what college football is becoming.
It is.
We can talk about, now Indiana can join the party. Indiana has a ton of NIL money from Mark Cuban.
Right.
So you're going to see this teams that are spending the most. If Texas Tech wins a national championship, I'm going to want to vomit because they bought their way into that championship.
Yeah.
And so, again, for me, it's just sad because we are trying to go away from that in Major League Baseball.
Okay, well, let's say, so before all this NIL and payers getting paid not under the table, because that was going on.
Sure.
So the powerhouses then, Bama, right?
Which decade or era are you talking about?
Before whenever that NIL, that era started.
Okay, so we'll call it
when they were reigning supreme with Saban.
2010
I mean, they were
up
reigning
until,
supreme, right? I mean, they were everybody wanted to
the
go
dynasty.
Did they attract those kids just because it's Alabama? Do you think maybe they paid a lot of those kids and those kids were like, hey, Auburn, Alabama. Well, Alabama's good. I'm not saying that they did.
Yeah,
but there was money moving around.
I think money went to kids in every school. I don't think that was Alabama did more.
I was just using them as an example.
Yeah, to me, the money comes into effect when you're talking about what players that have gone to Alabama are making in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
That was Nick Saban's easiest sell in recruiting.
Fair.
Look at the sum total that Alabama's players made this season in the NFL. And it's over, obviously, like $100 million.
So why doesn't it still sell today? Hey, you're still getting paid. I mean, they're paying you. The other schools are paying you. You know what I mean?
They're not winning as much.
Okay, but they had all the athletes then too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so, and I don't want. They're not ordinary, but they're not the Alabama of old.
Right.
They're just not, and it's because
they don't have the same coach.
Well, and it's because of all of that's happening, right? Well, like Indiana was not. Come on, Indiana without NIL, they were terrible.
But look at who won before that: Michigan, Ohio State.
I know, but
Georgia, LSU. Alabama before that.
The big schools. Listen, Michigan and Ohio State, I'm guaranteeing they were paying players.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt. So I think they all, and then what this whole thing has done is equalized it more. That's why an Indiana can win a national title.
And they have a great coach.
It's not just, you got to hit on the coach. He's got to hit on the QB. You got to have all the right players. It's not that easy. But
sure.
You know what I'm saying.
What I would prefer, if we're going to allow NIL, I would prefer for it to be a level playing field. To where every school can only spend a certain amount, whether it's the paying the players, right, and or NIL, and we're capping the NIL at $10 million for your football team.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you get for your football team is $10 million. Do not come back to me and tell me that is not enough to support a football team in today's day and age. That is plenty. You're going to pay your 85-man roster a total of $10 million. Right now, we have quarterbacks that are making 10 or close to $10 million
Ohio
for a
State
year.
Claims $45 million to have this team stay intact.
LSU is over that. For this
That's just
season.
unbelievable.
Right.
I mean, good for the kids. Like, that kind of money's unbelievable.
Sure, but we have to level the playing field. Yeah, a comment from the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. I'm not going to read it all, but as long as there's NIL, there will never be a transfer penalty anymore because of the Constitution's Commerce Clause. The NCAA would have to eliminate NIL, and that wouldn't fly as players would either sue or boycott. So I understand you can't limit transferring in theory because then you're affecting how much someone's going to make. And that's what we've seen people go to the local judges because they're trying to make sure that they can play another season because if not, that's affecting their bottom line, right? It's affecting their pockets. So I
don't know enough about to really, I don't know. Like, I know they're talking about antitrust laws and trying to figure out how they can maybe get around that. Because you're right. I'm sure players are like, well, that ain't fair.
Right.
You know, you let us in. The Pandora box is open. The tube or the toothpaste, whatever. That whole thing it's right.
Yep. Can't put the genie back in the bottle. That's for sure. All right. More to do on the other side, including I want to talk about last night's episode of The Hunt, Iron Jaguars 2. You're listening to Helmets and Heels, 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Your radio highlight reel.
Caught for the touchdown.
1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Imagine this. You and your buddies outside enjoying the warm weather. The grill is fired up, steaks are sizzling, drinks in hand, and you're all hanging out around your brand new outdoor kitchen. CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living can make it happen. From custom outdoor kitchens to fireplaces, fire pits, and more. They bring your backyard dreams to life. You dream it, they build it. Visit CSSFireplaces.com and make your backyard the place everyone wants to be this season.
Bowden Iron Associates.
Helmets and Heels Friday.
Jaguars fans, grab your passport. Open and fund a new Everbank Performance account for your chance to win the Everbank London Getaway Experience. One winner gets round-trip airfare for two, 4 nights hotel, and 2 tickets to the Jags game in London this October. Start your journey today at everbank.com/London. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 6/29 to 8/27/26. Get official rules and details at everbank.com/London Rules. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank N.A. Member FDIC.
This is David Garrard, and as a former quarterback in the NFL, I used to take a lot of knee punishment from defensive linemen. But with the PRP treatment at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, my knee problems are well behind me.
This is Patrick Malarkey. My friend Jeannie recently had hip replacement surgery at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and she's doing really well. My experience at Southeast Orthopedic has been nothing short of exceptional.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
1010XL's coverage of ACC football kickoff is brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234. Listen for interviews of coaches, players, and analysts as they preview the upcoming ACC football season.
Soccer fans, Michelob Ultra is going to pay somebody $90,000 to go to the FIFA World Cup 2026 final and bring the Superior Player of the Match trophy. Yes, I'm being serious right now. It's got some weight to it. This is the real thing, people. Michelob Ultra, $90,000. FIFA World Cup 2026 final. You watch the match, you get the honor of carrying the Superior Player of the Match trophy. That's a soccer fan's dream come true.
Enjoy the beautiful game with a cold Michelob Ultra, the official beer of World Cup 2026.
There's a simpler and easier way to get your construction permits. PermitRockstar.com. PermitRockstar.com has a team of rock stars, construction rock stars that fight the permit battle for you. The Permit Rockstar platform can virtually automate and submit your permit paperwork, eliminating mistakes, and their private provider can save you weeks on plan reviews and virtual inspections. Get your permits faster. PermitRockstar.com. Stop waiting on permits and get back to building. PermitRockstar.com.
Hicken here, or maybe you should call me Dreamfinders Danny. Look what Dreamfinders is doing again, an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down the rate and get in the game. You heard me right, a 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. Thank you for trusting us for 55 years of custom welding fabrication and vehicle towing accessories. When you need a trailer hitch for the family car, a gooseneck for the company truck, or even RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We can do a bumper hitch, fifth wheel hitch, anything for safe, reliable towing. Come to Cannons of Jacks, where service is our #1 priority and we treat our customers as we like to be treated. Check us out online, cannonsofjacks.com.
Celebrate the month of July with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $129 and take $75 off air duct cleaning as well. Hicken here. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com. Take advantage of the savings.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't
You were
flinch.
sitting on the back porch singing sad songs when you took my heart away. I was looking like a good night on a white horse.
Taylor Dahl has the day off. Thanks again to Bill O'Brien for joining us earlier. Current head coach of Boston College, a longtime Texans head coach. He's been all over the place. Penn State, Bama,
Yep.
the Patriots for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And yeah, so
Had
good
a great
stuff
career.
there.
Really good quarterback coach.
Yes,
Developed
excellent quarterback
Bryce
coach. That's
Young,
kind of why I wanted
Brady.
to ask him
Yeah,
about,
absolutely.
is it easy to recruit guys? Because you coached Tom Brady. You were his
Yeah.
quarterbacks coach.
Yeah.
And I feel like he kind of was very nice to Deshaun Watson and Bryce Young for including them in along the
Well, they
likes
were
of
good
him.
when he was coaching them.
Absolutely.
You know, at least Deshaun, you didn't know the craziness.
No, and Bryce Young was good at Alabama for sure, too.
Very good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and started to get better last year.
Yeah.
All right, so I know you haven't seen it yet, but you know I absolutely love the Iron Jaguar games.
Yeah, on the hunt.
Yes, on the hunt. The Jaguars.com people already do a phenomenal job. Because I don't follow other NFL teams as closely, I don't know if other NFL production teams are putting these types of things out.
Right,
but I know that the Jaguars do an elite job of theirs.
Absolutely.
So it features several different teams. So they have a snake draft. So you get to see not the entire draft by any means, because it would be kind of cool to see where Trevor gets drafted, but you don't get to see the full draft. So you just get snippets. But the very first pick went to, and there's team captains, by the way. You've got, for instance, Patrick McCary and Dennis Gardeck are team captains. Foye Oluokun and who's his team captain? Chuma Edoga. Their combined group. You've got Logan Cook and Jacoby Myers. There's two of the captains. Josh Hines Allen is with Jordan Lewis. And then Eric Armstead and Nick Mullins. So interesting, Trevor's not a captain. And then Devon Hamilton and Eric Murray. So I don't know how they decided on who the captains are. They don't show us any of that. I don't know, again, how that was decided. But so those guys are inside the team meeting room. And then they are told it's going to be a snake draft. What was hilarious is Heath Farwell is sitting next to Logan Cook. There are no other coaches in the team meeting room as this is going on other than the director of strength and conditioning, Eric Ciano.
Yeah.
And Heath Farwell is just there like stumping for his special teams guys. He's like, yeah, take him. Yeah, and he gets so excited every time a special teams player is taken. Ray Lane, right?
Yeah,
and stuff like that. So that part was really funny. But in the end, I want to say last year, Foye Oluokun's team won.
I think I remember that, yeah.
So Foye and Chuma Edoga's team won. And so a lot of it features just how competitive Foye Oluokun is, and then how much, not trash he talks, that's probably too strong, although I'm sure there is some of that, but how he just gets in the face of like a Jarian Jones, and Jarian and Foye will go back and forth about their teams and, you know, just the competitions and things like that. But shout out to the winning team. This year it was the captains Patrick McCary and Dennis Gardeck. And their team was LaQuint Allen Jr., BJ Green, Yasir Abdullah, Robert Hainsey, Carter Bradley, the quarterback, Antonio Johnson, Amir Abdullah, and Keith Taylor. So what it doesn't show you is, for instance, like a Cole Van Lannon. Is he participating? Like you see him, but you don't actually get to see anything that he's doing. You see a little bit of Travis Hunter running, but different things like a medicine ball exercise that they have to do. Toss up and down the field. There's sled pushing, and then there's the straight hang, which has to be so incredibly difficult when there's people just yelling in your face trying to get you to drop.
And the heavier you are, the harder I would imagine.
Although Devon Hamilton did a really good job this year. I think he was like a minute and a half. He is.
Really?
Yeah, I think I want to say that it was about a minute and a half.
Is it just full hang?
Yep, full hang. Yep.
Wow.
And so
I've never really tried that. Feels like my shoulders are going to come out.
Yeah. You can just see the look of intensity on, especially the ones that go for long, which would be like a LaQuint Allen. I think Bashal Tootin did it really well. Chandler Brayboy, I believe, won it all. And so, I mean, it is unbelievable what these guys can put themselves through. And I just loved how Jarian talked about how, and by the way, the winning team doesn't have to stay in the hotel for training camp, whereas everybody else does. That's what it sounded like, all of training camp.
Wow.
So 3 weeks, you get to stay at home while all the other guys are in the hotel.
Yeah.
You like that? Don't like that?
No, I don't know. I think camp, you got to
all be together.
It's rigorous. You just got to suck it up and go to camp.
Yeah.
And then they do a good job of letting the families come in and visit.
They do.
do
After
a
every
lot of
practice,
that.
you'll see different groups of families come.
I mean, it's 3 weeks, you got to.
And maybe this is just for show. I don't know, but it does seem like that's the prize.
Maybe
but
they get a week off or something to stay at home. That's whatever.
Yeah. Jarian talked about how in the NFL, football in general, but in the NFL, it's the team that is able to endure suffering the most that typically is going to win, whether it's the game or the championship, the Super Bowl, right? And so I don't know that I've heard it phrased exactly like that, but I liked that because obviously once you go through stuff like the Iron games together, Iron Jaguar games together, it forges even more of a bond.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, with the team and with the other guys as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, it's that's good team bonding and it's good competition and it makes it fun. So you're not just banging out hang cleans and squats and leg presses. It's a little different, but you're still getting incredible
tug of war is
work
another
done.
one, which that's so much fun to watch those guys battle at that. By the way, Foye's team and Chuma Edoga's team, they technically tied with the winning team, Makari and Gardex. And so the tiebreaker was the top 8 individual performances. So it wasn't like there was one more competition that those 2 top teams did.
Yeah.
It was just based off of the top 8
So
individuals.
I saw the highlight or whatever,
yeah.
the little snippet.
Yep.
And Ezra threw the medicine ball like a mile behind him. Did they ever show how far it went?
They didn't show any of the specifics.
It looked like it went forever.
But they were having different guys line up and see if they could put it through the uprights. And a couple of them banged it off the crossbar. Right. But I think his first one hit the crossbar, and then the second one went through.
One of them looked like a rocket launch.
But if you love the Jaguars and you want to see, you want to see some of the behind the scenes stuff. It was my favorite episode of the hunt last year was the Iron Jaguar games. Yeah. And so this time around, it's about 35 minutes. So it's not a full hour like typically the episodes are during the season. Right. But it is well worth watching, that is for sure. All right, we've got an Open Championship update coming your way. Don't go anywhere. Helmets and Heels, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
This Open Championship update on 1010XL is teed up by TopDressing.com and LiveForeverGolf.com.
Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the 154th Open Championship, sponsored by Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. Early evening at Royal Birkdale, last few groups on the course here in the second round. Scotty Scheffler and Bryson DeChambeau in the same group, both trying to close the gap between them and the leader Lucas Herbert. Both parred the 16th. DeChambeau is 5 under, Scheffler 4 under, 4 back. No bogeys on the card for Scheffler, but he hasn't made a putt longer than 6 feet today. Birkdale was no match for Herbert earlier. 9 birdies, only 1 bogey that came at the last, and a major record-tying 62. Herbert is 8 under. He leads by 2 over Cameron Young and Jackson Suber, both at 6 under. 20 minutes after Herbert wrapped up, Sam Burns holed out from a bunker at 18 for his own 62. Burns is 5 under, like DeChambeau, 3 off the lead. I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Lauren Brooks here. If you're like most of us at 1010XL, you have a long list of things you want to get done around the house before football season begins. Do yourself a favor and make an appointment today to check out Closets by Design's new showroom on Phillips Highway, especially the incredible garage. Closets by Design can help turn any garage into a custom organized space designed around your lifestyle and your budget. Call 904-878-9393 to schedule your free in-home design consultation and get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and free installation. Or find them online, closetsbydesign.com.
Looking for ways to save on your JEA bill? We're on it. When it comes to your utilities, the less you use, the more you can save. That's why JEA offers ways to help you manage your usage and avoid higher than expected bills. Use our online tools to monitor your usage throughout the month. Schedule a free irrigation or energy efficiency assessment and get personalized tips to save. And with JEA rebates, you can save when upgrading to more efficient equipment. Find more ways to save at JEA.com.
Helmets and Heels Friday.
Written by Bowden Iron Associates.
You may not be able to control the air you breathe on the outside, but you certainly can on the inside of your home. Just call Florida Home AC and ask about the Remy Halo. It's the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
Let's celebrate the start of a new season.
You get to hear what the coaches and players of the ACC have to say about the new season.
1010XL's coverage of ACC kickoff is fitted by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters, Local Union 234.
Hey, I'll be home in about 10 minutes. Actually, make it 8.
Hey, Mom. Yep, I'm walking home now. Mom, I'm trying to cross, but I don't think this driver sees me. No, they're driving too fast. Mom!
Speeding catches up with you. Early, on time, a little late, just get there safely. A message from the Florida Department of Transportation's Target Zero initiative.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Dinner tonight? Make it easy and make it something everyone will love. With the Flame Broiler Family Meal Plan, you can feed 4 fast with fresh, flavorful options. You get 20 ounces of your choice of protein. Mix and match your favorites, plus steamed rice and a fresh veggie medley. It's a complete no-stress meal the whole family can agree on, starting at just $34.99. Skip the cooking tonight. Bring the family together and stop by any of Flame Broiler's 5 locations today.
Hey, it's Matt Lennon with AB Signs. If you own a business, your best salesperson never calls in sick, never takes a day off, and works 24 hours a day, it's your sign. From vehicle graphics and fleet branding to storefront signage, banners, and decals, AB Signs helps your business attract attention and build credibility. If you're ready for your business to look more professional and generate more visibility, call Matt at AB Signs. We'll make your business impossible to ignore.
Looking for an exciting, fun-filled evening the whole group can enjoy? Discover the thrill of indoor football. It's fast-paced, action-packed, and full of family fun. Get out of the heat and into the arena and enjoy Hawaiian night with the Sharks as they battle the Iowa Barnstormers. Saturday, July 18th. Kickoff at 7 and tickets start at just $15. Grab your flip-flops and favorite Hawaiian shirt and check out the amazing fire dancers at halftime. Bringing the whole crew? Try family packs. Get 4 tickets and $50 in food or merchandise vouchers, all for only $100. Go on the field after the game for the free autograph session sponsored by Flight Adventure Park. Get tickets or find out more at jacksharks.com or call 904-621-0700. 904-621-0700. Sharks football, where memories are made. Go Sharks!
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Trustline Mortgage. Following their win against the Philadelphia 76ers on Wednesday, the Orlando Magic, it has been announced that they will play their 5th and final Las Vegas Summer League contest on Saturday at 4:30 p.m. against the Boston Celtics. The game will be held inside the Thomas and Mack Center. You can catch the game on Amazon Prime Video. Right now, 93 degrees at 3:02. Time and Temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Heather's off today. She'll be back with us on Monday. Tom McManus is here. RJ Saunders was just here doing that update. And by the way, RJ has his own show tonight from 6 to 8 p.m. So make sure you tune in after the lead to hear RJ Friday with RJ
I heard
Saunders.
one of the themes of the show. Earlier.
Yes, you sure did.
It's not here. Can't ask him if we can say it.
Yeah, RJ decided to head back to work on his show, I suppose, and not stick around after the update. But Jared Justice is here. I am Lauren Brooks with you. As you've been hearing the Open Championship updates today, it has certainly been other than for Matt Fitzpatrick, of course, and my golfer, other than that, a fantastic day of golf there at Royal Birkdale in England. It's been a much easier course, I think, than we normally see for the British Open. But Bryson DeChambeau, he has almost finished his round. He is 2 under today, meaning he is 5 under for the golf tournament. He was the one that if he missed the cut at the major, he would have missed the cut at all 4 majors. So he is certainly not going to miss the cut. I can assure you of that because he's through 16. So only 2 more holes there for Bryson DeChambeau. So I don't think he's going to go from 5 under to more than 1 over.
Yeah. Well, listen, I think the weather's just worked out perfect for them.
For the golfers, absolutely.
Yeah. And you said yesterday it's supposed to be really good all weekend long. So they, look, I think that's a big part of that that tournament, right? When
Yeah.
weather comes in,
Yep.
anything can happen. That wind starts whipping. Like, man, it's a different ballgame.
Absolutely. Other famous golfers out there, Rory McIlroy today was 3 under, so he is 1 under for the tournament because Rory didn't play all that well yesterday, but that means he shot a 67 today, so much better round there for Rory. And our local guy, Marcus Plunkett, the Nice grad and Army West Point grad, he finished, as I told you, at 1 over, and the cut, again, is still projected to be 1 over. So he should be all right as we sit here right now. And like I said, most of the guys are done with their rounds right now. So I think we'll be able to watch Marcus Plunkett this weekend. And that is super exciting
Good.
stuff.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, congrats to that young
I love
man.
local
That's
ties.
awesome. Yeah, for sure.
And again, Jackson Suber will be rooting on. He is tied with Cameron Young at 6 under. Lucas Herbert at 8 under. Learned yesterday that Jackson Suber actually lives in Jacks Beach.
Yeah, how about
Had
it?
no idea. We didn't even know who he was yesterday.
Yeah,
Now
right.
certainly we're rooting for him. All right, time now for Lauren's Lane.
Now, Lauren's Lane. Opened up by Closets by Design. Imagine your home totally organized.
All right, Tom, I had to mention this. I don't love the Titans, obviously, as a franchise. However, this move, I'm happy that they're going to do this. The Titans are inducting former running back Chris Johnson into their Ring of Honor on September 13th when they play their regular season opener against the New York Jets. I think he would have been inducted regardless of the fact that he recently came out publicly that he's been diagnosed with ALS. But I do think that they probably put this in a little bit of expedited fashion because of that. But I'm glad that he'll have the entire stadium there to certainly root him on as he tries to battle this awful disease.
Absolutely. And, you never know how long, or
Correct.
how quick
Yep.
that ALS can hit. It's so sad. It's so tough.
Especially because he's so young.
Just
with young
the
kids.
everything, it's just. But yeah, to do it while he's still here and he's coherent to know what's going on and being able to do it. It's a classy move. And look, he was a hell of a player. I mean, this guy was unbelievable. I mean, he hit the gas button. Forget about it. Like, smell you later. Like probably Travis Hunter, but maybe even a little faster. I don't know. I know, who knows? But that guy was a lightning rod on the field. From all the guys that are doing the ALS challenge,
The ice
you
bucket,
can tell they really love him and
They did that at the
respect
SAC
him.
Summit where Josh Hines Allen and
Yeah.
Eric Armstead joined in
Good.
Las Vegas where they
Yep.
were a part of that. It
Good.
was, you get to see Cam Jordan, Max Crosby, and Von Miller. They did it together.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, which is-
but what a great move by Tennessee to do that. And
Yeah, I
and,
get sad that Tony
well
Baselli's
deserved.
Tony Baselli's father had passed away before he was enshrined in
Yep.
Canton in the Pro
Yep.
Football Hall of Fame. And now
Yeah.
it's amazing that the family had the forethought to go ahead and get a video from him
Yep.
so that way they could have video of his dad saying congratulations for being enshrined.
Yeah, so cool.
But it still should have happened while his dad was alive. That's the one thing that bothers me.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I think that's probably part of why they're speeding it up for Chris Johnson, and
Yes.
rightfully so.
Yeah.
And he deserves to be there. So it's not like,
Yep.
it's not like, out in Colorado where they,
They retired Travis Hunter
jersey
and
numbers. For,
Shedeur Sanders jerseys. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of college football, did you realize that we are 50 days away from the first Saturday of college
wow,
football?
no kidding.
50 days away from really week 1, I should say. 43 days away from week 0.
Yeah.
So you heard Bill O'Brien mention Bill Belichick's name earlier because,
Yeah.
of course, he coaches at North Carolina. On August 29th, I think the date is, that is when we have North Carolina versus TCU.
Oh, wow.
So we actually have college football in 43 days.
How about that?
Isn't that unbelievable?
It flies so fast.
Yeah, it's August
really
29th,
does.
and that one's in Dublin, Ireland.
Yeah. Yeah, look, it's funny. Birthday being at the end of July, I
Right.
was either going to Boston College's camp or when I finally made it to the Jags, like going to already being in camp, those kind of
Does
things.
that clock still kind of tick in your brain? Because now you're obviously still involved with football practices as far as going to training camp as a
I
media
just
member.
know that it's coming.
Yeah. Like to me, it's July 4th.
happening.
Like the moment that all the fireworks are done,
Yeah.
like my life, I feel like completely pivots and it goes from non-football season to football season.
Yeah. And look, we're all excited. There's no doubt. It'll be great to get back down on the grass. You and I have got it figured out when to enter the arena so we don't, maybe the first day you go early and then after that you're like,
I don't know. We might go early for chili. Fan cam's chili.
Oh, for fan camps, chili for sure.
Yeah.
That's on Wednesday the 29th, right? Yeah,
Yes.
it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's going to be absolutely fantastic. So
We'll say
yeah,
it's in
it'll
honor
be-
of both of our birthdays.
That's right. That's
Sandwiched
right.
in between
Yeah,
them.
your birthday's next Friday.
That's correct, yes.
Happy pre-birthday.
Thank you.
You'll be here all next week, though, right?
Other than Friday.
Other than Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Birthday's next Saturday, I think, is what it
Yeah.
is. And then, be off Friday because we're going scalloping with my parents.
Okay, we're Christine's like, well, what do you want to do? I said, you know what? Let's go to St. Augustine for 2 nights. We're gonna go hang out down.
I love it. Do you already have a place to stay?
Yeah, well, we're gonna stay downtown.
Okay. Because there's lots of bed and breakfast downtown.
There are. I have friends in the hotel world down there, so I normally stay at one of
In
their
other words, you
hotels.
don't need my advice.
No, there are a lot of bed and breakfasts that are
and
cool.
they're great. I
Yeah.
just love bed and breakfast because I'm a breakfast person.
Yeah.
And I mean, hotel ones that have the free breakfast are fine.
Yeah.
The continental breakfasts are
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But when you go to bed and breakfast,
Oh, it's real.
breakfast
Yeah,
is
it's real
amazing.
breakfast. Yeah, it's fresh. It's right off the
Yeah.
griddle.
When we stayed
Fresh
at the
and
one
hot out
in
the kitchen.
That's right. When we stayed at the one in Gainesville, the Sweetwater Branch Inn,
Yeah.
they had a whole buffet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're talking eggs and bacon and things like that, all the way to peach cobbler.
Oh, yeah.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah, no doubt. No
But
doubt.
yeah, so we've got tons of non-conference college football games that are exciting. There's a list of 30 of them. I'm obviously not going to go through all of
Okay.
them, but I told you about week 0.
Yep.
How about this for week 1? Baylor versus Auburn in Atlanta, Georgia.
Ooh.
Those are the 2 quarterbacks that faced each other last year for different
Yeah,
teams.
The straight jacket comes off.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes. For
And
DJ
that way he's
Lagway.
going to be free like a bird.
Yeah. So Lagway played for Florida, obviously,
Yep.
at quarterback. Byron Brown played for USF. USF came into Gainesville that day that Brad
That's
and I were
right.
in the swamp.
Yep.
Byron Brown and USF beat Florida.
That's right.
DJ Lagway. So now those 2 get to go at it once again. You also that day, that week 1, Clemson at LSU.
Ooh.
Talk about.
I love it.
I love
I
week
love
1.
right off the bat.
Me too.
Like, let's go.
As long as it's not my team. I like my
You're too
team.
nervous.
Yes.
Yeah.
To
No, I know.
ramp
I
it
get
up a little
I
slower.
get it. You want to, ease into it, but I love teams that say, "No, let's just go for it."
Yeah, well, and there's always those neutral site games, and those end
Mhm.
up paying the schools a lot of money. Week 2, by the way, how's this for a Saturday slate? Ohio State at Texas,
Ooh.
Oklahoma at Michigan. Like,
yeah.
Just get your popcorn ready.
Heck
Tennessee
yeah.
at Georgia Tech, that could be another
Yeah,
good
they
one.
could, yeah.
And then I'll end things with weeks 3 and 4. Week 3, nothing that exciting, and actually week 4, nothing that exciting as far as non-conference. That must be when a lot of
Mm-hmm.
the conference games start. I'll skip to week 7 and week 10. Week 7, Notre Dame at BYU. Could be good.
Okay.
BYU's been a lot better as of
Yeah,
late.
they
And
have.
then week 10, Miami at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So basically, don't make plans for any of those weeks with the
Yeah.
important games, and you'll be just fine.
Yeah. Notre Dame's supposed to be really good. Miami too. That should be a good battle.
Really good battle. You got that right. All right, more to do on the other side. We'll talk some more Jaguars football. It's Helmets and Heels, 10 to next on 92.5 FM.
This World Cup soccer update is laced up by Valvoline Instant Oil Changes and Houston's Meats.
Westwood One Sports presents this World Soccer Update. While Argentina has been playing with fire for pretty much this entire World Cup, Spain has allowed just 1 goal total, 6 clean sheets, including the semifinal win over France. Now, can they dethrone the defending champs? Here's Westwood One soccer analyst Jamie Watson.
If Spain replicate that performance that they gave against France, there's no doubt in my mind that they will be the world champions and they will beat Argentina. The hard part is replicating that performance because it was so good in that semifinal against France.
In that match on Tuesday, France's first shot on target didn't come until the 81st minute. Meanwhile, both of Argentina's goals against England in the other semifinal on Wednesday came in the 85th minute and stoppage time. The final Sunday, 3 Eastern, at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. With this 2026 World Soccer Update, I'm Brad Heller, Westwood One Sports.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Hey, Tommy Mack here for Armstrong Fence Company, a locally owned First Coast business for nearly 20 years. Hurricane season is here, so don't wait for that first storm warning. Your fence is your first line of defense. Loose boards, weak posts, or damage can turn into big problems in those high winds. Armstrong Fence Company handles repairs and builds from stadiums to your own backyard. Get a pre-storm fence check today. Call Armstrong Fence Company or search online. Armstrong Fence Company. Yeah, we did the fence.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, letting you know that Hardball now offers web stores, so your employees can order their own branded gear, and you have more time for Wordle. Check it out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
It's a Helmets and Heels
Bowden Iron Associates
Friday.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I can tell you, in this financial climate, or really any, it's never been more important to make your money work for you, which is why I'll recommend Mike McGuire and the Wealth Management team at South State Bank. Financial planning is based on trust, because it's so important. You can trust the South State team. They offer the best combination of sophisticated wealth management strategies with a truly personal approach. That will help you meet your financial goals. Stop by your local South State branch and ask them to connect you with Mike McGuire and the Wealth Management team. You'll be glad you did. South State Bank, member FDIC.
Former Gator Patrick Young pours out orange and blue passion with Hacker on the Gator Bites podcast.
Patrick Young, coming to life.
Tipped off by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Fridays on the video and social channels of 1010XL.
The Jacksonville Axemen take on the Sarasota Bull Sharks this Saturday at 7 at JU's The Rock Stadium. Axemen Rugby League. Full contact for 90 nonstop minutes. Info at jacksax.com. Proudly sponsored by PermitRockstar.com.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental, with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
The FIFA World Cup is gearing up for the final, and there's no better place to be than Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. On Kalshi, you've been able to trade on every match all the way up to Sunday's final. Will it be Argentina or Spain taking home the cup? You decide. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code 1010XL to get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade the beautiful game. 18 and older only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood Jewelers. Clayton, why is it that when you look at how long a store has been in business, that it always seems to be the stores like Underwood's that sell fine quality that have been around the longest?
Frank, that's a question that really doesn't get asked a lot, but it should be. There are a number of reasons, but probably the biggest is because of the endorsements our longtime customers and their pieces of jewelry have given us through the years. You see, when you sell really fine quality jewelry, that piece will last longer and always stay beautiful. It might stay in the same family for generations, and through those years of wear, a lot of compliments will be made and a lot of people will be told where the piece of jewelry came from. You see, at a store like Underwood's, it's our stated goal to be the best jeweler in the South, not the biggest, so everything we do and carry has to help move us toward that goal. And ultimately, it's the satisfied customers wearing fine quality jewelry that have kept Underwood's in Jacksonville since 1928.
Underwood's in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Whoa, keep it up, Gavin.
Honey, I like my water with lemon and lime. That's cause they're better combined. Kinda like
Tom McManus Price is here. Jared Justice filling in for RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Taylor Dahl has the day off. She'll be back with us on Monday. And by the way, hoping and praying for the best for JJ LaSelva and his wife, Blake, as hopefully Sophia enters the world smoothly later today. By the way, I mentioned the winning team for the Jaguars for the Iron Games, the Iron Jaguars games. Patrick McCary and Dennis Gardeck were the captains, so that means they got to draft LaQuint Allen, B.J. Green, Yasir Abdullah, Robert Hainsey, Carter Bradley, Antonio Johnson, Amir Abdullah, and Keith Taylor. The team that was just in second place, I didn't give them a shout-out, so I will now. The captains, Foya Luakin and Chuma Doga, and then Branson Combs, Bashal Tootin, Jack Kaiser, Killian Zaire, Wyatt Milam, Patrick Herbert, Jalen McLeod, Brian Thomas Jr., and Cam Little. And I saved him for last because at the very end there's a skit, not a skit. At the very end there's a hilarious moment where Heath Farwell wants Logan Cook to draft Cam Little, and you can tell Logan doesn't want to draft Cam.
Right.
And it ends up Jacoby's like, no, we'll take, and he says someone else. And so he's like, oh, so, and I think it was, I'm trying to remember now who it was. It was, Jabbar Muhammad.
Okay.
That's who Jacoby said. And he ended up being great for them. But it was hilarious. Heath was like so upset that Logan didn't want to take Cam.
That's funny.
And Cam ended up being better in the hang than Ross Matisic, which is also interesting.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, and Cam did well in some other stuff. So everyone hates on the kicker, and they shouldn't hate on the kicker.
No, they don't hate on them, but they're just kickers. It's different. We love them. We love the kickers when they make their kicks.
That's correct.
And when they're cool.
Yeah. And we've got a
like
good one.
Scobie.
Absolutely.
Josh, you know we love you. Buddy.
Yes, for sure. Okay, let's get it to...
Hope you're going fishing with Travis.
With Travis, exactly. Exactly. All right, and if you missed the inside joke there, it's because Josh Scobie called in one time to tell us that his son fishes with Travis Hunter, but Josh has not yet been invited to fish with Travis Hunter. And when we asked him, did your son tell Travis that you were Jaguars kicker once upon a time? And he's like, no, definitely not. It's all about him. That's right. For sure. By the way, Scotty Scheffler is 4 under, although he's in a bit of a bunker there on the 18th. Yeah. So we'll keep you updated with that. But this morning you did your podcast, and it was titled "The Stink Is Not What You Think." So obviously we've talked so much about Liam Cohen saying the stink is, and then Ryan O'Halloran following up and saying, is that the run game? And him saying yes. But you think it's not just the running backs? No,
and I don't think many people, I mean, you can't just look at, like, it's not Travis Etienne. That's not why it stunk in the run game halfway down the line. You know, the run game was doing really good until it wasn't, you know. And when I look at it, you have to look at the interior three of your offensive line in the run game. Your tackles matter too. There's no doubt. They got to push people and move people and all that. But your trio, that triangle of the center and guard is doing what? Going against that nose, that defensive tackle, the inside backers, and the safety. That little whatever you want to call it down the middle, right? It's very important for them to be stout. So where's the stink? Well, the yards per carry kept decreasing. All right. It started off great. The first 8 weeks was fine. Then for whatever reason, it started breaking down. So you look at Etienne's per game yard per carry. You can look at Tootin's yard per game per carry, and it's bad. It's not good at all the second half of the year. So you're thinking like, okay, well, who are we talking about here, right? I think Ezra's one of their best players on that O-line. I think he's my left guard.
Yeah.
Okay, I think he is physical. I think he's what they want. They want a physical guard that can pull. He is that, okay? I'm not saying McCary isn't. McCary had injuries and whatnot, but we'll see if he can get back to some kind of form, and he's like that. I think when Pregnant fell into their lap, they're like, hey, this kid, he's big, he's powerful, and he's nimble. So ideally, we would like what? A bigger guard that's physical, that can move, that can pull when we need him to pull. I think McCary's going to give him, I think it's all going to be a tight race, don't get me wrong, but I think Pregnant's got a good chance to be our right guard. Now, my question is center. Okay, I think, look, they went after Robert Hainsey, who's a good player. It's not a knock on Robert. He's a good player. But I think they brought him in for his cerebral. He knows the offense, help Trevor, help the O-line. He's aggressive. You know, he's feisty. You know, it's not like he's not wanting to get after it because he does. I just wonder if he's powerful enough for them and what they want out of their center, right? You got to be able to move that nose tackle. I think against regular nose guys, he does fine. I think when they get bigger, he struggles. It reminded me of going back to camp last year when they would do one-on-ones. You can back me up. How many times did Devon Hamilton just walk back Robert Hainsey in pass rush? And Robert would just be like digging his heels in, and he's just going backwards.
Right.
And you're like, hey, I know it's not full speed, and maybe, but man, he's just. So I'm sure that throughout the year, teams were saying, hey, Nose, you can overpower this guy. Okay. So anyway, I'm not saying that he's not powerful enough. I think they want a little more beef up front. I think that's why Pregnan comes in. I think Wyatt Milam's going to give everybody a run for their money at either one of the guards or maybe tackle if need be. The kid can play tackle. My question is with center and Robert Hainsey, who's the competition?
Jonah Monheim.
I don't think he's ready.
Okay.
I don't feel like he's ready. I could be wrong. I want to see more of him.
I say that because he was drafted and he did play when Robert Hainsey was out for a few games last year.
He had, let's see here, he had 205 snaps. This is Jonah Monheim, right? 205 snaps, 2 starts out of 119 pass pros, 8 pressures, and 1 sack, which is fine. It's not terrible. It's not outstanding. It's fine, right? I don't know. Just from watching him, those games, he looked okay. I think we need more. I don't know. Maybe I'm, you want the Kelseys of the world, the Jurgens who fills in for him. How does Philly find these centers that are just physical and tough and can move and an athletic? You know what I mean? I think you'd want that. I think most teams would want that. Tyler Linderbaum got a massive contract because why? Because he's that kind of center. So my thinking is this. Robert Hainsey's my starter going in. But are they thinking of, well, maybe there's another guy that maybe it is Jonah. We brought him in for what? To settle things down mentally and to be a fighter. And he is. He's a physical, he gets after it. But maybe we need more than that. Again, I think he struggles against the bigger guys. And then, I think you could upgrade that. Now, I don't know if you have it on the roster now. Do you move someone in the center? You don't. I feel like there's not a whole lot of competition. Now, part of what I said in the podcast this morning is they signed a guy named Tristan Colon, or Colin, maybe, Colon, late, June 4th. Okay, so think about that. After the draft, after free agency, after some on-the-field stuff, maybe a little end of OTA, somewhere on that middle to end of OTAs. He's a 7-8 year player. He's been on, let's see, Detroit, Jets, Cardinals, and Ravens.
Used to be Tristan Colon Castillo.
Oh, Castillo, okay.
Dropped the Castillo.
Oh,
so
okay. I remember him from Baltimore. Yeah, he played quite a bit with Baltimore. He's kind of a swing guy, but they list him at center. So I always feel like nothing happens without reason in the NFL.
Absolutely.
If you're going to bring in a guy, like I know people are, well, they just need a camp body. Well, then why not just keep Sal Wormley? You let him go. Right. He was on the practice squad last year. He went to camp last year. You had him all off season. Just keep him. He can play guard too. He may not be what you want, but he can play center or guard, but that would be a camp body. So I'm just curious. And by the way,
it went virtually unnoticed, by the way, that they signed him.
He didn't even put a helmet. I remember seeing him. He was wearing number 69 by the lineman during 11 on 11. And I thought, who's that guy? And I looked, I saw it. I didn't think anything of it. And then I started looking into it more. I'm like, let's see. I'm like, when they signed him? And then I was like, why would they do that? Not that they're not happy, but he's known for being a strong run blocker. Are they looking for more? Listen, the stink is something. It's not just the running back. It never is. That running back needs that old line big time. And maybe the old line, when they sat back and looked at it, wasn't powerful enough, wasn't physical enough, weren't getting the, we talked about it, why you need the run game. Closing out games. It's huge.
It absolutely is. And it takes the pressure off of the quarterback. It reduces the amount of interceptions that are going to be thrown.
Keeps them off balance.
Right. Because that's all it takes in a game for momentum is a team has a lead and the quarterback throws a pick.
Yeah.
And then whether it's the quarterback's fault or not, it doesn't matter. At that point in time, now the tide has turned a little bit. And look, they only have 6 games at Everbank Stadium this season. Yeah. If you're on the road and you have a lead, you 100% want to be able to hand the ball off to whether it's Tootin, C-Rod, or Quint Allen or whomever.
When you have a lead in the fourth quarter, what do you want to do? You want to
run the ball, chew the time off the clock,
control the
force
clock.
them to take timeouts.
That's right.
All of the above.
Yep. So I just, that was the whole thing.
Okay.
Just thinking out loud. Because,
I love that.
Again, you just don't sign a guy to sign a guy. There's a reason. You think he can compete, or he can at least be a backup to help out your guy, or you need him for a little bit, maybe just for camp,
right?
Just to be a body. There's always a reason why they sign you. They just don't go, oh, yeah, let's get rid of Sal and bring in him because, I don't know,
Yeah. No, I love the idea, though. There needs to be competition, like we've talked about, at every single position. And don't think Walker Little doesn't think he deserves the starting left tackle spot.
Absolutely.
He's not sitting around going, well, they paid Cole Van Lannon, so I'm the backup swing tackle. Like, he thinks I'm going to go out there, compete, and I'm going to earn that starting left tackle job right back from Cole. I lost it due to injury. Now he lost it due to injury.
And I thought when they played him at right guard, he was pretty interesting there, too.
Right, yeah. And then you wonder if the young guys could play some center. I mean, it's, I don't know if they have any experience at it, but if you want to get
McCary can, I know that. He's played
so
center.
if you want to get pregnant on the field, instead of, I guess, making pregnant a center, you move McCary over to center, you put pregnant at right guard or Milam at right guard. Like, there's a lot of different options, to your point, which I love. By the way,
you got to be ready to move from Robert.
You would have to
and
be
I don't think.
I don't know if they are, right.
I don't know if they are.
Yeah, but there has to be a plan.
The stink is somewhere in there.
Right. There has to be a plan if Robert Hainsey gets injured. By the way, I told you off the air, the Rays are playing the Red Sox in the first of a doubleheader today from a game that was rescheduled in May. It is 10-0 Red Sox over the Rays.
Wow, they're playing some good baseball.
The Rays were playing really good baseball until the All-Star break. Now down to 0, but of course it is the first of a doubleheader, so they'll have another chance at it. But yeah, I just had to mention that. All right, we've got the golden moment on the other side. You are listening to Helmets and Heels, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
This Open Championship update on 1010XL is teed up by TopDressing.com and LiveForeverGolf.com.
Westwood One Sports presents this special report on the 154th Open Championship, sponsored by Liberty Mutual. Only pay for what you need. By this time on Friday at the first 3 majors of the season, Bryson DeChambeau knew he was going home for the weekend. He missed the cut at the Masters, the PGA, and the U.S. Open. But here at Royal Birkdale in the final major of the year, DeChambeau has catapulted into contention.
This should be simple after that glorious, clever little chip from the back of the green. This to go to 6 under and in from Bryson DeChambeau. Wonderfully played hole.
The call at 17 on the Open Radio on Sirius XM. DeChambeau now in a tie for second at 6 under with Cameron Young and Jackson Suber. They're 2 back of Lucas Herbert, who blistered the course for a major record-tying 62. He is 8 under. Sam Burns also fired a 62. He's 5 under, 3 back. Scotty Scheffler, 4 under, 4 off the lead. I'm Ted Emmerich, Westwood One Sports.
Need to sell your house fast? Whether you're facing foreclosure, stuck with bad tenants, or just ready for a fresh start, House Buyer Network can help. We buy homes as is for cash. No fees, no commissions, no repairs. Get a fair cash offer in just 24 hours and close in as little as 7 days. Call 833-719-5877 now for your free no-obligation offer. That's 833-719-5877. House Buyer Network. Fast cash, no hassle.
Offers are typically below market value in exchange for speed and convenience. Call for details.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Tommy Mack here for Duval Glass and Mirror. You don't have to remodel your entire home to make a big impression. Sometimes all it takes is a beautiful frameless shower, a custom-cut mirror, or just replacing that fogged, cracked, or outdated glass that's been bothering you for years. Jacksonville homeowners trust Duval Glass and Mirror for expert craftsmanship, honest service, and flawless results. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote today. Only one name around here for glass and mirror, and it's Duval.
Frank Frangie here. I've been telling you about Stanley Pools for years. But you know my favorite thing about this family-owned company? They take such good care of my pool. All I have to do is relax and enjoy it. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and their weekly maintenance makes owning a pool effortless. You can trust Stanley Pools to build your pool or upgrade it. They've done both for me. Call 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Bowden Iron Associates. Helmets and Heels Friday.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Instant Keys saves the day if you have lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call 722-1111.
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Ready to drive away with a fortune? Get to Best Bet St. Augustine for the Ride to the Riches giveaway. There's over $40,000 in cash and prizes, including a top-of-the-line 4-seater, all-terrain, side-by-side vehicle. Get to Best Bet St. Augustine. The more you play, the more chances to win. Join us August 8th at Best Bet St. Augustine for the big giveaway and hourly cash drawings starting at 12:30 p.m. Visit bestbetjacks.com for details. That's bestbetjacks.com, and we'll see you in St. Augustine.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $4,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Checkmate. I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, the Checkmate King.
The two most important factors behind a great garage floor coating are the preparation and the application.
So we prepare every floor with high-performance diamond grinding pads. But just ugly diamonds, right, Brendan? If we find any nice ones, I could use some crown jewels.
Sorry, Chester. Our special grinding pads use diamonds that are too ugly for jewelry.
But they create the perfect surface to bind with our multi-layer polymer coating for years of durable performance.
You'll have to pick out jewelry on your own time, Your Highness.
The term is Your Majesty, Brendan, but I'll let it go this time.
Perfect preparation?
Check. Expert application?
Check. A gorgeous new floor that sparkles like a diamond in your garage? Checkmate!
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
A few golden moments for me. The episode of The Hunt that aired last night dropped at 7 o'clock with the Iron Jaguars. Absolutely fantastic job by everyone that works in the Jaguars production department, the video production department.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Highly recommend to set aside about 35 minutes and check that out, because you're going to get to see some interesting personalities, and you're definitely gonna, I think, be inspired. Like, I watched it and then I was like, I can't wait to work out now. Like, even though I'm not gonna do anything close to what they're doing. But I've told
Gets
you,
you fired up.
My cousin that participates in the High Rocks challenges, I feel like she could do a lot of the stuff that they were doing. And anybody that does that
That's
kind
a
of
clever
stuff.
way. That strength coach. That's a clever way to do that.
Yeah, I'm so
kind
glad
of
the
thing.
Bills fired him.
Yeah.
And I remember that being a big conversation, Eric
right.
Siano, when he was fired, that people were shocked because everybody's loved him. And he does a great job, obviously, for here. For Jags.
Well, a lot of the things are, I mean, it's all like explosive movements and quick twitch stuff, that you need out there in the football field.
Absolutely.
Not always about, how much you can press or squat or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because you need exactly the functional movements for sure. Another golden moment, the fact that we have a fantastic leaderboard at the Open Championship at Royal Birkdale over there in England. Like we've told you all day, Lucas Herbert in the clubhouse at 8 under. Obviously, since it's overseas, it starts a lot earlier there in England. So pretty much everyone's done for the day. Bryson DeChambeau had a phenomenal day. He was 4 under today. So second, I suppose, to the two guys that shot a 62, that is. But Bryson DeChambeau 4 under today means he is 7 under for the tournament. Jackson Suber from here in Jacks Beach and Cam Young, who won the Players Championship, they sit at 6 under. And then you've got Sam Burns, Siwoo Kim and Ryan Gerard all at 5 under, and then a long group of guys at 4 under, including Bud Colley and Scotty Scheffler and Taylor's golfer Tommy Fleetwood and John Rahm.
Okay.
So I have no idea who's going to win this tournament.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yesterday we kind of joked it's not going to be Jackson Suber like with Hayes, but he could win it, perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's anybody's game right now. DeChambeau coming on strong late. That's interesting. Will that carry into tomorrow?
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? That momentum is real, I think, especially if you're playing later in the afternoon and you have a great round and you're feeling all, you know what I mean? You're going to have some dinner, a couple drinks, and go to bed and, regroup and get ready to go.
So here's a couple
again.
of the guys that unfortunately missed the cut. Cam Smith, who is the former Players Champion.
Yep.
Our guy Billy Horschel, the Gator golfer.
Billy.
Yeah, Billy. Both of them were 2 over, so they just missed it. Yeah, Henrik Stenson 2 over. Jake Knapp, a huge group of guys. Harris English, noted Jaguars fan.
Yeah.
Keith Mitchell, former Georgia golfer, he was 3 over, as well as Wyndham Clark. And Justin Rose. So all those guys head home, but that means at 1 over, Marcus Plunkett made the weekend. I'm so excited
That's a
for
golden
him.
Moment.
Abso-freaking-lutely it is. I mean, talk about a guy that's just fighting to get onto the PGA Tour, and here he is who made the cut at a major. And not just a major, but a major that, now granted, he's played a lot overseas, but still, in England, that's a tricky thing to be able to do.
Fantastic. Good for him. I hope he can finish strong.
Absolutely. All right,
I got a golden moment.
Let's hear it.
Bill O'Brien coming on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Coming on, taking time out, and being very vocal about the state of college football. I mean, it's refreshing to hear it from a coach that is in it, and like I said, that when he said we got to be in the top 60, if we're going to stay relevant, it's all part of it. But it's like he said, the toothpaste is out. Like, how do you go back? And then you hear from the texter that's like, yeah, they'll just sue it. Like, that's going to happen.
Right.
Like, you've opened this Pandora box and then you close it. Like, who knows what's going to happen then?
Somebody has to be smart enough to figure out a way for us to not get it back to how it once was, because that's never going to happen, but to where what dominates the airwaves all over the country when it comes to college football is not this stuff, right? Like, it goes back to the X's and O's. And for the here and now, it's much more conversations about judges in Congress than it is about how good Florida State and Miami are going to be this year.
I think, I'm not the expert, but to me, you got to have, whether it's the NCAA, a governing body above everybody else, and all those athletic directors need to put their ego aside. Let's do what's best for college football, not what's just best for your conference.
Maybe
let's figure that out.
I mean, the PGA Tour is not going to want this, but can college football steal the commissioner of the PGA Tour? Well, I think right now he's on his way to becoming the commissioner. But Brian Rolap, who spent a lot of time with the NFL and then recently joined the PGA Tour and has done a tremendous job over the last year or so and has made changes, certainly. But can college football steal him and then make him the commissioner?
I doubt it. They need something like that.
But they need a forward-thinking person who's not afraid to think outside of the box.
Here's the governing body, and these are the laws, and this is how we're going to abide by them. It's going to be beneficial for everybody. We're all going to get the same. We're all going to be happy, but we're not going to get everything we want. And look, the poaching drive, like I said at the end,
tampering for sure.
I can't stand. Yeah. Come on, and then I was looking at the BC roster. Like, he's got a couple. He's got the transfer, and he's got some freshmen. Well, how do you balance that? And you could be developing a kid, and you're like, hey, this is my next kid. I can't wait to give him his shot. And then someone comes in and is like, hey, kid, I like you too, and I'll give you $1 million to leave. And you're like, damn. By the way, the story. Remember Zay Flowers from BC? He turned down like $900,000-800,000 to leave BC. Some school out west, like, tried to poach him.
Okay.
And he said, no, my education here is way more important than a quick hit out there. And I'm going pro regardless.
It does seem like certain schools have that, whether it's Notre Dame or Boston College. Like, there are
and they were
schools,
paying them, don't get me wrong, but nothing like this school is going to offer him.
But certain ones, it feels like they retain their guys more than other schools. Georgia is one of those too.
Yeah.
Like, certain schools, they do a really good job of that as far as roster retention. All right, one segment for us for the rest of the week.
How about it, man?
Amazing. Show flew by. Come on back, Helmets and Heels, 10 to XL 92.5 FM.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Jaguars fans, grab your passport. Open and fund a new Everbank Performance account for your chance to win the Everbank London Getaway Experience. One winner gets round-trip airfare for 2, 4 nights hotel, and 2 tickets tickets to the Jags game in London this October. Start your journey today at everbank.com/London. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 6/29 to 8/27/26. Get official rules and details at everbank.com/London Rules. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank N.A. Member FDIC.
It's a Helmets and Heels Friday, enhanced by Bowden Iron Associates.
When you're hungry, go big, and more importantly, go to Dailies, where they got anything and everything to tantalize your taste buds and fill you up. At Dailies, our barbecue beef brisket sandwich is slow smoked to perfection, tender, juicy, and full of bold flavor. It's the kind of sandwich that truly satisfies. Try the barbecue brisket sandwich at Dailies. Meanwhile, some favorites never go out of style. The Duval sub at Dailies is stacked, loaded, and made with the bold flavor you want in every bite. Fresh ingredients, big taste. It's a local favorite. Grab the Duval sub today at Dailies. Or maybe you just want a delicious chicken sandwich. Some choices just work. The chicken sandwich at Dailies is crispy on the outside, it's juicy on the inside, and it is full of flavor. Perfect for lunch, perfect for dinner, perfect anytime hunger hits. So grab the chicken sandwich today at Dailies. Dailies is made fresh, it's made local, and Dailies is built for big appetites. I'll see you there today.
At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, care starts with listening, one-on-one consultations, clear answers, and a plan built around you. Our orthopedic surgeons, sports medicine physicians, and rehabilitation specialists work together to treat injuries, manage chronic pain, and restore strength and mobility. From your first check-in to your personalized treatment plan, everything is designed to help you move forward with confidence. Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, expert care, improving lives.
The Golf Club at Southampton is super excited for what's next, and that's brand new greens and plenty more to add to your golfing experience. While renovations are underway, you can still come out, hit the practice area, and keep your game sharp. Plus, Thursday night's trivia, always fun, and music on Friday nights on the patio. Check it all out at golfsouthampton.com or their Facebook page. Membership opportunity right now where you can take advantage of a great deal before the renovation is complete. Call 287-PLAY and check out the latest from the Golf Club at Southampton.
AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. Now's the perfect time to order logo coffee mugs, or maybe a logoed stick brand tumbler. They're seriously ice cold and look great with your company logo. HardballCreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Northeast Florida's highest-rated residential home electrical contractor is American Electrical, providing unsurpassed quality in Duval, St. Johns, Clay, and Nassau counties. No matter your electrical problem or project, large or small, American Electrical will get it done at a price that's right. High-quality electrician, that's who they are. Trust a company that's been on the First Coast for decades, proudly serving the community while being a big part of the community. Call American Electrical for all your electric needs at 737-7770. Wired right at a fair price.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about letting things roll off of your back. So often we can make big deals out of things that are not really big deals. We can allow them to steal the joy of our day. But let me remind you that don't allow anyone or anything to steal the joy of today. Go out today not letting little things steal the big things that God has in store for you.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Going up or just going down, it's just a matter of time until we're all found out. Take a tears.
All right, Tom, who wins the World Cup on Sunday? It kicks off at 3 o'clock between Spain and Argentina. Who you got?
I'm going Spain.
Okay.
I'm going Spain. They're 37-0. You know, I will say this: they better match the physicality right from the get-go. I do think Argentina, not intimidated, but just kind of threw England off because they were. It wasn't even just at the ball. I mean, they were jacking, like pushing, like starting fights, trying to get in their head. I think they're going to do that again, and I hope Spain answers the call and comes away. I don't really care either way. If Argentina wins,
you just want to see a good match on the pitch.
On the pitch, and I want to see them fight a little bit. Yeah,
you like the physicality for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my gut feeling says Argentina finds a way because
maybe
they've found a way throughout the tournament, and Messi's just so dangerous.
Yeah.
And so that's what I think. But like I said, Brian thinks Spain wins. They have only allowed 1 goal all tournament, which is unbelievable.
Is that true?
Yeah.
What?
I'm pretty sure.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very formidable. They're great on defense. We'll see. It should be fun. When is it? What time does it start?
3 o'clock.
3 p.m.
And yes, 1 goal throughout the tournament
Wow,
is all
that's
that they've allowed.
insane.
Yeah. But again, Argentina and Messi obviously are going to put
They're the
that to the
comeback
test.
kids, too. Like, they've been down a little
Correct.
bit, and they come back.
They're like the roaches. They
Yeah.
just won't go
Well,
away.
you stomp on a roach, it's dead for the record.
That's true.
It actually is kind of gross.
Okay, yeah, let's not
Yeah.
get into that. Somebody's probably eating lunch somewhere out there.
That's right. We're sorry for that. On the roach sandwich.
All right, Taylor Dahl has today off. She'll be back with us on Monday. But Jared Justice is filling in. And Jared, I need to know your exciting weekend plans.
Need
to know.
Probably just going to watch the World Cup
All
and then go
right.
grocery shopping and doing laundry.
I think those are all
Nice.
good things.
Yeah, I like
That's what I wanted to see if you were watching the World Cup. I wanted to see if that would make that. But yeah.
Definitely have the World Cup on, for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah, it's
man,
not at all an excuse to go
invested
day
now.
drinking.
Right. We're going to the beach with friends. And I was
Yep.
like, do I need to tell them, like, hey, we have to be somewhere
We're out
by
of here
3?
at 2:45.
Like, we can go somewhere all together. But
Yeah.
we want to watch, not we have to. We
Yeah.
want to watch the World Cup.
Yeah, cool.
And I will not, by the way, watch on Saturday unless I'm like stuck inside and it's raining or something along those lines. The Saturday, you have no idea. You're giving me a
Yeah,
funny
what's
look.
Saturday?
That's
Constellation or something?
Correct.
Oh, they
That's
have that?
They do.
Really?
Yes. So France and England will battle it out on Saturday.
Oh, you got to play another game?
That's what'll be interesting. Like, does Mbappe play? I mean, he's a super
Right.
competitive guy. Does Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham, do they play after the heartbreak of losing the way they lost?
Like the agony of
I mean, they were leading in the 80th,
know.
82nd minute, and then they still lose. Like,
Yeah.
So I don't love that they have that match. I don't think that we need it.
Yeah.
But I am fascinated to see, fast forward, obviously 4 years from now, is America once again locked into the World Cup like they were this time? Or is it just because it was here in the United States and the U.S. made it to the round of 16?
I'm interested in seeing if the fanfare and the hype about, like, does it like stick around for soccer as a whole
Right.
in America?
People have to find a team if they, I feel like, if they want to. So we shall see. And again,
All right.
the next World Cup, Morocco, Portugal, and Spain. So if Spain were to win on Sunday, they get to host
home
as the
field.
defending
Wow, that'd be
World Cup
interesting.
champions. All right, let's say hello to the lead.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hayes, without fail, if there's a loser Monday on a major, somebody doesn't make the cut. I share in the same frustration as one Frank Frangie because I also picked Matt Fitzpatrick. But in loser Monday, it's way worse than losing in our bets.
It's amazing.
No, it's always happens.
We were talking about it yesterday. Like, I mean, I think it's like 10% of the time that every player makes it to the weekend. Frank thought maybe it was a little higher. Maybe it's like 20%.
Oh, I don't even think it's
I don't
that.
think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Tom,
Uncanny.
it's one of the most unexplainable things that I've ever encountered. Because we're not going out on a limb here.
Right.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
not
right.
like, I mean, we're picking elite golfers. Yes, we can't take them more than once in a season.
Right,
But
right.
we're only picking like 6 events. So you're not getting really deep into the world of professional golf here.
Yeah.
And we cannot, I don't think we've had a tournament this year where it's gone to the weekend. That somebody hasn't lost because their guy didn't
all
make the
right.
cut.
Yeah.
So Frank took Matt Fitzpatrick, who was
Okay.
obviously a very popular choice by many people this week, and he was 4 over. Didn't even come close, really. I mean, missed the cut by 3 shots.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even, overly close.
Yeah, whereas Rory
So, yeah.
certainly bounced back. Those two were together in the grouping.
Right.
Yeah.
So I had Scheffler, JJ had Rory, and Frank had Matt Fitzpatrick, and we're sitting there on Thursday because we always fall into this trap, thinking, well, this will be the one where like the loser could be T7.
Right.
Didn't happen. So so Frank will have to make a visit to Bono's when we're all back together again, and obviously JJ.
Which will be
and-
August.
Yeah, it's going to be a while. But yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. So yeah, coming up on the lead, really excited about today's show. We'll have Mark Long joining us. We're going to get into some kind of a cool thing with Mark since he covers the Gators and Jaguars. We're going to take the Gator receivers and the Jaguar receivers, and we're going to have Mark rank them 1 through 6 on who do you think is going to have the best year. It doesn't have to be even like statistically, but just when you think of best seasons, because they're both really deep and talented. So we've talked about it a lot with the Jaguars. But the same kind of issue exists at Florida. It's a good problem to have. But between Dallas Wilson and Vernell Brown III and Eric Singleton, who Dane Brugler had like as his fourth best senior receiver in this upcoming draft. Now, obviously, that doesn't include Jeremiah Smith and guys like that, but that's still very high praise. So that'll be a lot of fun. We'll do that at 4:15. Kai Stevens is going to join us at 4:45 to talk Jaguars, new hunt out, and
it was so good.
Yeah, the open practices. Ryan's O'Halloran's got a bunch of Jaguar stuff that he's written that we'll get into as well. So should be a lot of fun coming up on the lead.
Good thing Billy Napier's not there anymore, because otherwise you couldn't have asked that question.
No, I was watching, somebody posted highlights, or I say lowlights of the USF loss. And like the first thing you see is them throwing a pass to a 240-pound tight end, and the ball goes right through his hands. So anyway.
It was my first game in Gainesville since Will Greer and Florida beat Ole Miss in 2015. And I was like, well, I have good luck, and it's been so long. And then Florida loses to USF.
It was a horrible night.
It was
because the season was over.
Was.
Like that way, it was the second game of the year, but the season basically, you knew like the last 10 games, it was only going to be misery.
We were talking about getting Alex Golish, even then, the head coach at the time of USF. All right, that'll do it for us. Thank you so much, Hayes. We'll be tuning in to the lead for Tom McManus, for Jared Justice filling in for RJ Saunders, for the vacationing Taylor Dahl. I'm Lauren Brooks. These heels are made for talking. We'll talk to you on Monday.